London Reels. Way better idea. Sponsored by Xbrain. What's the first thing you do when you get into work in the morning? Check your email, right? Wrong. I took a tip from Tim Ferriss, former guest on London Reel, and I'm now following the information diet. You see, when someone sends you a message on Facebook, email, or even Twitter, it's their agenda for your time. And what you need to focus on is your agenda. So I stay off the email and the messaging systems until 12 noon every day. And instead, I write that proposal that I need to, I make that phone call, or worst case, I compose an email, but I do it offline. That way, you can get the most done with your day and not just continually be reactive to those who are demanding your time. That's today's Way Better Idea, brought to you by the folks at Xbrain. If you want to check out their Way Better protein powder, it's grass-fed, it's free range. You can get 15% off with the customer code LondonReal. Click on the link below or go to xbrain.co.uk. Peace!
And I refused to do any more of those joke beatbox videos. Like, I didn't want to, because I didn't want to be a sort of, I didn't want that to be my thing, and I didn't want that to be...
Why not?
Because, I mean...
That's transcending the art of beatboxing. You're not just sticking to competitions.
Yeah, beatbox itself is juvenile. It's just like, I've got no time for it. Like, all these, there's loads of beatboxers now.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see that beatbox is being part of the sort of mainstream in... You know, it's
so you feel you have you don't consider yourself just a beatboxer because you do the looping stuff and things like that, and you're like a sound.
I've never liked beatbox. I've always thought that it's ridiculous. Like, it's not a job. It's not even an art form. It's it's showing off at a party at best.
But you won the beatbox competition in the UK.
And even then
06, 07, right?
Yeah, and even then it was like stupid. Like, okay. I won it by mocking it. Like, I won it by sort of making it, doing this weird meta thing of like just being really funny. I wasn't even very good back then. Like, as soon as I won it the first time, I was like, Jesus, I need to really practice now because I'm supposed to be representing and I'm going to get slated if I'm not actually that good. So I just practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced. And then the next year, I won it again. And then I was like, well, now attention is going to be on me because I've won it twice, so now I need to get even better, and I practice and practice. But I've never been as good as the people like Roxer Loops or like Faith SFX or you know, Razel. I don't think anyone's ever bettered Razel, is the point. Like, I think beatboxing, as people kind of see it, is people trying to be Razel, trying to do what he did. And what he did was a kind of mixture of Kenny Mohammed, who's amazing, who's like an early beatbox progenitor in the sort of late 80s, early 90s and stuff, who really kind of pushed the art form. I say it's not an art form, but it is an art form, obviously.
It's an art form.
Of course it's an art form. I mean, like, it's a very purist art form, and it's like playing the lute. It's like, you know, what can you get out of this very limited instrument? Limited in the sense, I mean, you can make lots of range of noises, but the limitation is that you only have this one sound hole, and so you can pretend you're doing more than one thing at the same time. But like, Razel mastered the art of you know, making people think he was a robot by doing these noises, sort of playing with, you know, it's this amazing level of performance. I suppose where I got frustrated with it is that even though I know that it is a valid art form and it is a sort of, you know, eminent pursuit, it's so limiting in terms of what you can do. So like, the bookings I was getting were like 10 minutes between bands, or like hosting a big stage, which was great because loads of people were seeing me, but like, what am I doing? I'm standing there pretending to be a trumpet, pretending to be I don't know, like doing covers of other people's songs. It's like being a bloody wedding DJ. It's just embarrassing. It's an embarrassing thing to do. So I've never had any respect for it. I've never really thought it was like, I never thought it was going to be a career, and it wasn't. You know, it never has been. It was like a sort of, I knew that it had this kind of natural arc, and that if I wanted to be in music and I wanted to satisfy the urges that I had to I mean, I've always wanted to be doing what I'm doing now, and the next stage that I'm working on, which is all very technologically based, this is something which I've always wanted to do, which is the idea of being able to do what you can do with beatbox, but have it not be shit. So like, you imagine music in your head, and it just happens.
This week on London Reel, I have a one-to-one chat with Wietse van der Werf, the founder of Blackfish.
The scale of what we're destroying in the oceans, which essentially is the largest biodiversity we have on this planet, which is really the life support system we have. The level of destruction is just astronomical, and we're not seeing it, it's not visible. We're talking corporations that are breaking the law destroying the environment, destroying what essentially allows us to live on this planet, the ocean. A strong movement of citizens that say we've had enough of this stuff, like we just don't stand for it.
Do you ever think your life's in danger by what you're doing?
I mean, we have to be careful. You know, we're dealing with big interests. When a species is this endangered, do we need more lobbying? Do we need more talking? A fully trained drone pilot sits on shore, is literally steering it, and you're getting a live stream.
And who makes that call to go in and cut the nets? I mean, is that your call?
That is, I guess, the Blackfish's call.
On Sunday, London Reel presents Wietse van der Werf, Blackfish.
If we see something that is totally, it's clear that it's illegal, then we're willing to take that extra step.